Hello and welcome back to UrAverageLevel1Tech. Today we have a unique situation. So you guys know that the price of RAM is through the roof, SSDs, hard drives, and all that fun stuff. And with that in mind, I want to kind of transition. So this is my current UNAS that is my primary production machine. But the problem is, you could see down here, I have these two 4 terabyte drives that I need to repurpose for different project. I need to rebuild the RAID. I did reach out to UniFi to see if they have a best practices. I gave them a couple of scenarios. One of the scenarios was like, what happens if one of your drives dies? I kind of knew the answer to that, and they say just you can go down in size. So I'm going from a 4 terabyte NVMe to 1 terabyte NVMe. So I'm gonna have 2 of those for the read and write cache, as you could see here. They advise that you can, if let's say you have 2 4 terabyte drives like I do, one dies, you can replace it with the same size one or a smaller one. But you have to make sure that there's no write operations happening to your NAS, and obviously you gotta shut it down. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna jump on here. I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna shut down the UNAS and replace one of these drives. But I am gonna, before I shut it down, I'm gonna go to all my jobs here and I'll show you. This UNAS is in production, so I need to make sure, obviously these are not running right now, but I'm gonna go and disable all of them right now. So the way UniFi explained it is, make sure there's the UNAS has had ample time to clear. As you can see there, actually right there, system task completed. So when it's doing those syncing, you gotta make sure you turn off all backup jobs, because if you have the RAID cache set up, it's gonna write stuff there and you might have corruption. I have every single thing on here backed up, so I'm not worried about data loss, but that's something that you have to keep in mind. So I'm gonna go ahead and disable all these folders, all these backup jobs, and really I could click in one of these and you guys can see, but you could see here, so basically I have these on schedule, so I'm just gonna go in here and just turn off the schedule so that they don't run. But then I'll give it probably about 8 hours to finish synchronizing, and then at that point I'll shut off the drive, and then we'll replace the first one and we'll see how it goes. But anyway, so that's the project, so let's get busy. So as I'm going through here and disabling these jobs, I realized that UniFi is missing a really serious option. If you go in here, so if you edit the backup task, right, this is what the task looks like. And these jobs are going to a remote site, one of them, and one of them is here. But they don't have an option to just disable, like just pause the syncing. In the network application for the firewall, they do have a pause and a resume button. Please put UniFi, you're not probably gonna watch this, but you know, UniFi, put a pause button in here, because what I'm going through here, and I'm turning off the schedule and I'm applying it so it doesn't run. I'm gonna go through here. You guys don't need to watch this whole process, it's incredibly boring. And then we'll give it a few minutes, well, a few hours, and then we'll replace one of the NVMEs, come back later and do the rest. I have all the jobs disabled. The one thing I noticed, this is really incredibly painful, and UniFi needs to address this. We talked about this earlier, but if you go into one of the job, so I had a schedule and I turned off that schedule. If you disable the schedule, at least I thought perhaps maybe it will remember that you had a schedule there. It doesn't remember any of that. So as soon as you uncheck this box and hit apply changes, it never remembers that stuff. So I gotta go through all these 14 jobs or whatever it is and reset up the schedule. So absolutely unacceptable, in my opinion. We need to make some changes. So I was playing around with the system and I did realize that I was kind of clicking on the different menus. Let me share my screen here so that you could see. There we go. Okay, I had to resize this so that you can see the options I'm gonna select here. I'm surprised UniFi did not mention this. I did reach out to the support and they recommended to, if it's just dead, just pull a drive out, which, so I understand that. I think if the drive just dies, it does do some automatic stuff, or there's a potential to lose stuff. I'm not sure how that all works, but I know that they have an option here. If you click on one of the SSDs under the storage pool, one of these is a complete storage pool here, as you see, for all the HDDs, and then SSDs have their own pool, which is acts as a cache. So my dilemma, we need to remove these and replace them with 1 terabyte sticks, because you know what? This 4 terabyte NVMe is worth its weight in gold now. So what I found after playing around here, I do have the option to remove this SSD cache. But what it tells you, it actually invokes the moving service. So I think kind of similar, if you're familiar with UrAverageLevel1Tech, UrAverageLevel1Tech does actually have a mover that you can schedule or you can click on that will actually empty your cache for you well, if you want to. But here it looks like it's automatic. And obviously the other option is if the NVMe is dead, there's nothing to do about it. You just can plug it and back up, please. Make sure you're backing stuff up. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these SSDs because according to UniFi here, it is going to remove any data that's on the cache to the storage pool where the HDDs are. And that way I'll have a less chance of losing data. And I'll remove both of these so that I can put the new ones in and rebuild the read and write cache, as you can see up here. So wish me luck. So let's go ahead and remove this. Okay. And let's see here what happens. There we go. Okay, perfect. All right, do not power up your NAS. I'm hoping you can see that. Remove any drives. Okay, so it's gonna do its thing here. So as you could see there, it's updating in real time as it's removing. So we're gonna wait for it to finish and then we'll remove the other. I'm gonna leave this running so that you guys can see the whole process, and we'll remove the second one and we'll put the new ones in. Okay, success. So that's removed. Maybe not. I thought it did show that. All right, perfect. Okay, so it's removed. And then we'll go in here as well. Let's see now what happens if it will let us remove the second one. Oh, so I think, all right, so that's good to know. That's good to know. I'm glad we did this in real time. Okay, so looks like to me it's doing a system task. Let's click on that and see what the task was. Snapshot deletion. Okay, so it was deleting some snapshots. I'm guessing those are the snapshots that might have been created on cache, perhaps. Okay, so that's what it did. So if you have a RAID 1, which is what I had, so that one's for write and one's for read, it removes both drives at the same time, which is fantastic. Then I don't have to worry about waiting for it to move all the stuff from one SSD into the next one. Hopefully I'm making sense. But as you can see now, I do have, let me full size this so you can see. Actually, no, let's go back. Can't see with my head now. I need to move that, but it's the image there, but it's quite a task to move it. But so that's what we have there. Once you remove it, it's ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down, replace it, and we'll come back in here and rebuild it, and we'll see if everything works as planned. We got this 2 here. So, you know, I had these lying around, and but I realized I didn't need 4 terabytes of cache. I almost never write that much data to my UNAS at the same time. The most I do is about a terabyte, so this should be perfect. So downscale, and this is gonna go in another project for an upcoming video that you guys will get to see here on your UrAverageLevel1Tech guy. All right, so this comes up like that. You know, don't get that all grabby, but they have a little bit of thermal paste on here, or the cooling pad or whatever it's called. I forget what the term is, but anyway, it helps with pulling the heat from the SSD to the aluminum for cooling. But you guys are watching this and you already know what that is for. Okay, so now we go ahead and pull this out. I'm gonna go ahead and undo this little section here. There's a little bolt here. My screwdriver is powered and it's for electronics, so it's a little bit less torque, so you know it's not gonna ruin your hard drive enclosure. I do have a video of this whole UNAS setup, but it kind of shows you how everything works. Let's get close to the camera there, how you put your NVMe in there so that it faces that way. All right, let's get into this box here. I was looking on Newegg earlier this week, and the price on this is, even the 1 terabyte is insane. I'm so glad I had this, but I don't think I'll be able to afford any hard drives for the rest of the year. All right, get that out of there. Go ahead and drop that in. As you could see here, it matches the orientation. So I just go ahead and drop this bad boy in. There we go. We got it. Get you a little closer to the party. It only goes in one way. That's it. Here. Okay. Same thing here. Don't want to be the only one close to the party, right? Stir a little bit, manual, and finish off with that. All right, let's get back to the rack. So I googled up the audio here for the recording of this clip. But anyway, here I'm telling you about how cool UniFi's setup is here, how easily you could slide the NVMe's in. But after I put the NVMe SSDs in the enclosure, it's really simple. You slide it in here, as you could see, and then you just go ahead and push the cover back on. In full transparency, I was recording on my other camera, this guy, okay, and it was all in slow motion, so you just had a little bit of voiceover before watching this last piece. Anyway, as you can see here, we are back online. This is the new version which I already installed, but if we go back into storage, we could see that the drives are already there. 1 terabyte each. Now they're all reading, so we're going to go ahead and assign them, and this is I've shown this on my previous video, but I'm going to go ahead. I like to do a read and write. I just don't want to RAID 0. I want to be able to have redundancy on my cache pool. So we're going to go here. You could just do it RAID 0. It will be faster. It's going to be faster, but this is my production unit, so I would rather take a few seconds of waiting than data loss. So I'm going to do read and write. If you have more than one pool here, you can select it. I only have one, and then we'll go ahead and create, and we assign 1 terabyte, and it's just the right storage pool, as you can see here. So we'll go ahead and create. I understand. Yeah, there's no information there, and as you could see here, it is going ahead and it's doing this formatting of the drive, and then it'll assign it, and we should be ready to rock and roll here in just a bit. You could see my RAID here. The storage pool is fully operational. It's done syncing, and these guys are in optimal shape. They're doing this thing, read and write. So I think this was a successful exercise. So it was pretty simple. I'm a little disappointed that the UniFi technician did not tell me, because I did tell him that I want to replace both of them, the second time. And he's like, you have to wait for the synchronization to happen and all that. But it turns out you can just remove the SSDs manually and replace them, and you'll be done. So that was the nutshell. That was as easy as ever gonna get. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I have quite a few videos lined up here that are gonna be fun. Some gear that I've had. I got some UniFi sensors that we gotta get set up, and go through that process together. Anyway, until next time, peace.